And we're back. This time with Trails in the Sky. And I'm just gonna this. It's plugged in. Good. Yay. I've got nothing else to do right now, so I'm just gonna play this for a while. Maybe until I've beaten the Bose chapter. What I need to do now is, I believe we've done everything that we can currently. Yep. So my next objective is to head over to Revenue. And I believe gotta go like 3 this way. There we go. Huh? Daggett. Oh. Charizard, is that you? Well, this is an unlikely place to run into the Silver Streak. Right back at you. I thought you were in the Royal City, but are you here to look into the airline incident? No, I'm here on some chump errands. Speaking of the incident, I hear it was Lurkus, the Sky Bandits. Still, if you're here on the job, I guess I don't have to worry about it myself. Good luck to you. Is that all you've got to say? I'm sure you've heard that Cassius might have been taken hostage, right? Cassius might be taken hostage? Don't make me laugh. That old man's not going to get beaten by the likes of some Sky Bandits. Anyone saying that is severely mistaken. I'd like to believe that too, but I wonder who this guy is. I don't know, but he seems to fit the mold for a bracer. By the way, who are those brats you've got tagging along with you? Look like a bunch of newbies to me. Well, I'm sure you'll be surprised to hear that these brats are Cassius's kids. Yeah, that's a surprise, alright. So these are the old man's kids, huh? Hard to believe it. Why are you looking at us like that? This boy with the black hair is one thing, but the girl really looks like an amateur. You sure she's really Cassius's daughter? You want to try saying that again with my staff in your teeth? She's the bona fide daughter of Cassius, Bright, and I have to warn you, her bite is as good as her bark. And I'm just his adopted son. Is that a fact? Yeah, well, it doesn't really matter. What do you mean it doesn't matter? Well, take it easy, Charizard. And careful not to let these brats drag you down. Yeah. Make sure not to rush into any trouble yourself, however. I'll keep those words in mind. Oh, right, Charizard. Was it you who took care of that monster near the mine? Yeah. Well, actually, it wasn't just me. It was us. I don't think any number of trainees would have made much difference. But anyway, good luck in your search for the Sky Bandits. Later. What's with that guy? He really pisses me off. I see. So that was Heavy Blade Agate, right? Huh? Heavy Blade Agate? What a stupid name. Agate Krosner, Senior Bracer in the Bracer Guild. He works in all regions and isn't affiliated with any specific branch. His massive blade is said to be capable of slicing a monster in two with a single slash. I'll just tell you right now, he's one tough customer. Whatever, I don't care how tough he is, he's still a rude jerk. Come to think of it, how does he know Dad anyway? He seems to think highly of Dad's ability, but even so, he didn't seem to like him all that much. A number of things in his past I can't go into. And those things are the reason why he feels that way about your father. Well, I couldn't care less about someone rude like that. Anyway, let's hurry to Ravenny Village. Alright, let's see what we can find out about this sighting. What do you suggest? Should we just go talk to all the villagers? People would be suspicious. As if we did that all of a sudden. I think we should talk to the village elder first and see what he has to say about it. Okay. I see you're all together. What brings you all up here today? Are you here for a visit? No, not exactly. We're actually here on business. Although, if it's possible, I'd really like a glass of your fruit wine. Things in the world never go like you expect, do they? By the way, I never got a chance to ask you until now, but you don't happen to be one of Agate's companions, do you? We're all members of the same guild, but we're not companions exactly. We know him by face, and that's probably about it. Oh, I see. So he's traveling by himself as usual, huh? The village elder closed his eyes for a moment as a look of sadness passed over his aged features. What's wrong, sir? It's nothing, really. Please pardon my expression. Anyway, what brings you to this rural village of ours? Don't tell me another dangerous monster showed up in the area. No, actually, we're in the middle of an investigation concerning the missing airliner. We came here because we heard that there was a report of some kind of sighting. I see. Royal Army came here and investigated that the other day. However, they searched around the area and ended up leaving empty-handed. Really? Is that so? What about the person who saw the flying silhouette in the sky? He was one of the children in the village here, a boy named Louis. He saw some suspicious shadow making its way across the sky on the night of the incident. He's a kid any way you think about it. So he may have just imagined the whole thing while he was half asleep. Imagined it, huh? I guess the best thing we can do is is ask him directly. You're probably right about that. Thank you for your time, sir. Don't mention it. If there's anything else I can help you with, don't hesitate to ask. Huh? I haven't seen you guys around here before. Are you merchants here to buy fruit? Actually, no. We're here for a different reason. As a matter of fact, we're braces. Braces? You mean like agate? I don't know. You don't look all that strong to me, especially because you're a girl. Why don't you tell me how you really feel? But after seeing my great skill with the stuff, do you think you can still call me weak? Spinny spin. Wow, that's amazing. It's like a tornado. I hope you've learned your lesson that looks can be deceiving. Now how about another amazing demonstration with my staff? Estelle, be careful. Wasn't it just yesterday that you hit yourself in the face doing that? Anyway, are you Louis by chance? Yeah. But how do you know my name? We heard from the village elder. You said you saw some kind of flying shadow? Do you think you could tell us a little bit more about what you saw that night? Sure, if you want. The soldiers from the army already searched the place and didn't find anything. That's fine. We're not worried about that. Do you think you could just tell us what you saw? In as much detail as you can remember. Okay, I'll try. You see, I like watching the stars at night. So I often sneak out of my house at night to come here and look at the stars. And the other night, when I was out here looking up at the stars, I saw two shadows moving across the sky. Hold on a minute here. You say you saw two shadows? Yeah, that's right. They were different sizes too. Kind of like a mum leading a kid. Two shadows, two sizes. That's consistent with an airliner and Skybandit airship if you think about it. Yeah, the aircraft we ran across in the woods is definitely smaller than a typical airliner. And the two shadows just kept on flying north until I couldn't see them anymore. So north is... There's a trail that continues behind the village, and it leads to an old septium mine which was abandoned some time ago. The soldiers from the army supposedly searched the trail but didn't come up with anything. That's why they said I must have been dreaming. And then they laughed at me like I didn't know what I was talking about. The little boy's eyes started to well up with tears. Yeah. Enough of that. You're a boy, right? Boys don't cry. We're not like those stupid soldiers. I don't think you're telling a lie either, and we're going to prove it. Really? Darn straight. You just leave it to us. So no more crying, okay? Okay. You're a real nice person. As usual, she's got a knack with kids. Yeah, maybe it's a virtue. Huh? Why are you looking at me like that? It's nothing. Let's focus on the task at hand. Looks like we've got stuff to do. Right. Let's hurry and get on the trail behind the village and see what we can find. We gotta go to the mine. This way. There we go. The gate is secured with a heavy chain and padlock. This looks like the entrance to an abandoned mine. And it reminds me of the Malga mine. Except for the fact that it's all deserted. It seems this place was abandoned quite some time ago. The padlock and chain are rusted. It doesn't look like this gate has been opened recently. Which means that there's no possibility that the Sky Bandits entered through here. I wonder if that's why the army never investigated this place. You're probably not going to find any clues searching around in an old mine, that's for sure. What's wrong, Estelle? Maybe it's just me. But do you feel any air flowing out of here? When you say out of here, do you mean the mine? Yeah, that's right. Let's see. You're right, Estelle. It's rather subtle, but there is air flowing out of here. Just like I thought, huh? Sometimes your senses can be surprisingly sharp, you know that? I wonder if you get that from your father. My dad doesn't have anything to do with it. But forget about that. Are you more interested in what's inside this old mine? There's certainly a possibility that it connects to somewhere. It's probably worth checking out. Well, in that case, let's bust this lock off. Hey, don't you even think about doing that. For now, we better head back to the village and talk with the elder. He might have the key. Yeah, you're no fun sharer. Oh, where's the elder? There he is. So this is where you are, Elder Ryson. Oh, it's you, young Braces, is it? Well, this is a rather extravagant grave for a small village like this, isn't it? It was erected to mourn all the souls we lost 10 years ago, since the Birds region is nearest to the Empire. It was in the thick of the fray, and this village lost a number of good people in the hostilities. That's terrible. There's no need for you to get somber too, though. These days, cleaning this monument is just one of my daily routines. But I guess you wouldn't have come up here if you didn't think there was something that I could help you with, right? Alright. There's something I wanted to talk to you about. But before that, would you mind if we paid our respects as well? I know we don't have any flowers to give, but we'd at least like to offer up a prayer. Oh, I see. No, of course I don't mind. I'm sure all those looking down from above would be overjoyed by the gesture. So you say there might be some clues in that old mine, huh? I know for certain that the soldiers didn't check inside. After I heard Louis' story, it really got me thinking. We'd like to check the place out just in case, so would you mind lending us the key to the entrance? The key for the padlock, huh? Give me a minute here. I'm sure I put it in this drawer. Alright, here it is.
Okay, this should get you inside.
Abandoned mine key. Wow, this key looks ancient. Many thanks, Elder Ison. This will really help a lot.
Don't mention it. We're always indebted to the Bracer Guild for their help. It's only natural that we would try to return the favor.
Thank you. If everyone we dealt with was as cooperative as you, it would make our lives a lot easier. We'll be sure to let you know if we find anything.
I would appreciate that.
Is that the right one? No. And it's up this way. Oops. Then up through here. The gate is secured with a heavy chain and padlock. Let's use this key we borrowed from the village elder. Phew, that was one heavy gate. Let's have a look inside, shall we? I don't know about sky bandits, but I can definitely sense monsters in here. Everyone stay alert. Okay, there are 3 enemies. Was that one of them? Yes, it was. Hey, Omega. Yo. Hello, everybody. Raiders. How we doing today? Got me playing some Trails in the Sky. The game I was playing before is a bit of a letdown, so I decided not to play it. Let's do an evil eye. How we doing, everybody? Man, it's bright in here. Yeah, isn't that the... Quiet still. It looks like we've hit the jackpot. Lots of jiggle. And there's Kyle.
Forget about the heavy things and focus on the food provisions and valuables. Now hurry it up, will ya? It's only a matter of time before someone finds this place.
Roger that, Kyle. Got it, Kyle. Okay, Kyle. Understood, Kyle. What's an airliner doing in a place like this? I guess that kid wasn't seeing things after all. This looks like an area that used to be for strip mining. Certainly turned out to be a great place to hide something of this size. Yeah, who would have thought to look here? Look at that. Aren't they loading the airline cargo onto their own ship? Let's worry about that later. We gotta figure out a way to bag these guys before they can get away again.
So this is our third trip, huh? Man, Don can be a real slave driver sometimes. Oh well, once all this is taken care of, we'll be able to sit back and negotiate a nice fat ransom.
Hold it right there.
Who in the...
The scorching flames of justice shall never fade away as long as evil thrives in this world. The League of Extraordinary Braces has arrived. Huh? The League of what? You bonehead. Why do you always get carried away like that? What's with you two? Now I look like a big fool saying all that stuff alone.
You're the ones who just said had a run-in back and rolling. This can't be right. You're not supposed to be here this early.
It can't be right? We're not supposed to be here this early? What the heck are you talking about? In accordance with the laws of the Bracer Guild, you are hereby under arrest and charged with a hijacking of an airliner and its passengers. I hope for your sakes you'll come along quietly.
Now just hold on a minute. Are you trying to tell me that only the three of you came here to arrest us?
You see anyone else here, Bandit Boy?
So you're not involved with the others then, huh? Then that simplifies things. Let's get 'em, boys.
That was... What were you playing, Omega? I actually don't remember what you were playing. Let's try... I'll just do this anyway. Yeah. Alright, now we get to do something really fun. Say goodbye to everybody.
Wow, you guys are tougher than I thought. It's no wonder Josette got beat by you three.
Sweet talk won't get you anywhere, buddy. It's time to surrender and let the passengers go.
You really don't know anything, do you? What is that you called yourselves? League of the Exceptionally Dim or something?
You making fun of my awesome team name? You're dead. Look out. What is this? You gotta be kidding me. Another smokescreen? Ha 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 ha.
It's too bad about the rest of the cargo, but we'll just have to live without it. Later, bracers.
Bum, 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 bum. Gag. Cough, cough. Ow, ow, ow. Something got in my eyes. Don't worry, it's not poisonous. It looks like it was a typical smoke canister. Their ship is already out of sight. This is getting really old. It's not once, but twice now that they've gotten away. If I get demoted for this at the guild, there's not much I can say in my defense. Oh, Shara. Quit acting like it was all your fault. We're responsible for letting them get away too. If we've got time to kick ourselves over this, then there's gotta be some other constructive things we can do. Well, well, you sound like you should be the senior bracer. Well, at least we're able to take back the airliner, so how about we have a look? Passengers may be inside. Right. Wow, it's pretty barren here. There's not much piece of cargo left. Evidently, the Sky Bandits managed to make off with it all. At least, judging by the looks of things. At any rate, we should do a thorough investigation of the place. Here's a lift car. It looks like the same type as those at the blending port. Sky Bandits probably used this to move the cargo. I wonder what this is. It's the orbital engine control panel. It looks like the flow of orbital energy has completely stopped. It looks like this is the captain's seat. Is it any other circumstances? I would love to sit here. Don't even think about it. Here's the steering wheel used to pilot the ship. I wonder where the pilot could have gone. It's bright in here. There's a lot of light shining into this place. This poor potted plant doesn't look like it's gonna make it. Bunch of plant murderers. Probably hasn't been watered for days. We checked it over, but it looks like there's nobody inside. There's a high possibility the passengers were transferred to the Sky Bandits airship. And then to wherever their hideout is. Agreed. This sucks. Right when I thought we had some clues, we're back to zero. Come on, cheer up already. It's not like every clue has completely vanished. Why do you think the Sky Bandits hid the airliner at in a place like this? Huh? As far as I can tell, the orbital energy in the ship has completely stopped. Which means that the orbital engine was stripped from the aircraft. I know this because the orbital energy in an orbment gradually recharges over time. Furthermore, the Sky Bandits made multiple trips to carry off a large amount of cargo. Considering the time and risk involved, don't you think it would have been more effective to take their entire airliner to the air hideout? Yeah, that does seem a little odd that they didn't. So why'd they hide the airliner here then? All that I can think of is that they did it in order to... ditch the land because their hideout is somewhere weird. Yes, that's exactly right. From my guess, I would imagine that their hideout is in a slightly peculiar place. Maybe 10 to 15 arch in size? In short, a peculiar place on which only a small aircraft like the Sky Bandits airship could land. Interesting. How about terrain covered in extreme differences in height, like mountains and ravines? Seems like a likely place for the Sky Bandits hideout. Yes, that's what I've been thinking too. However, if that's the case, then we may be unable to do anything else. There's the possibility that the hideout may be in a place we can't reach by foot. Then what can we do? Well, I hate to say it, but we may have to share our conclusions with the army and ask for their cooperation. Because they're the ones with the patrol ships. What? Now you're trying to tell us that we should go crawling back to the army and ask them for help? Either way, we still have to report to them about the airliner. Personally speaking, I still think we should cooperate with the army, whatever their attitude may be. Especially if that means bringing the hostages back safe and sound. I guess you're right. This isn't the time or place to be letting my personal feelings get the best of me. For the time being, let's get back to the guild and report our findings to Lugran. We should be able to contact the Hacking Gate if we use the Oval telephone. Huh? What the heck? Great, now this was something I did not expect. I wonder if we should be glad, since they've saved us the trouble of having to contact them. We have found a suspicious armed group. Put your hands in the air, all of you. What is this world coming to? A woman and 2 kids are the Sky Bandits? That the girl does look shifty. Hey now, that's just rude. And who are you calling Sky Bandits? Can't you see the shiny emblem on my chest?
The bracer emblem, huh? I hope you don't think for a moment like something like that proves your innocence.
General Morgan, why are you here?
After looking over the reports of my men, I found this place to have been insufficiently investigated, so I came to see for myself. Who would have thought the lot of you were conspiring with the Sky Bandits?
Might I get you to stop with the accusations, General? We happened to find this place one step ahead of your men.
If that's the truth, then why don't you tell me where the Sky Bandits are? Are the hostages inside that airliner?
We almost had the Sky Bandits, but they managed to escape, and there are no hostages to be found here.
It looks like the truth has come out. Most likely you notified the Sky Bandits to let them know we were coming.
Wait a minute here. How about you cut with the crap?
My thoughts exactly. Alright, men, take them into custody. The General will be questioning you himself on the morrow. If your innocence is proven, then you'll be released in 2 or 3 days. So for the time being, this cell will give you a place to cool your heels.
This is not even funny. tossing us in a place like this without even listening to a word we have to say. If the army managed to arrest the Sky Bandits, then I'm sure we'd have our names cleared. But with the way things are at the moment, that may not be possible. Huh? Why not? You remember what that Sky Bandit leader we fought in the old mine said, right? He said, "This can't be right. You're not supposed to be here this early," if I remember correctly. Now that you mention it, he did say that, didn't he? You're not trying to tell me that he meant the army by that, are you? I don't know for sure, but I would bet that's what he meant. Which means that the Sky Bandits have a mole in the army, or a collaborator who is leaking information. That's what you wanted to say, isn't it, Joshua? Yeah. Well, if that's the case, they'll never get caught. Which means we were the only ones that stood a chance of nabbing them. But now we're stuck in here. I wonder how your father would get around this little setback. My. Don't you all seem to be in a bit of a fix? Did you just say something, Joshua? No, I didn't say anything. It came from the cell next door. It almost sounds familiar. Oh, how could you say something so heartless? My lustrous voice should be recognizable to anyone. Could this unfounded self-confidence and tone of absurd narcissism belong to... It's you, isn't it, Olivier? You do remember my dulcet chords. To think that we'd meet again in a place like this. It seems we are bound by destiny. Why are you here? I thought we took you to Bose. And now you're locked up in a place like this. What the heck did you do? Come now, let's not worry about the little details, shall we? I have my reasons, which are deeper than the deepest ocean and higher than the highest peak. I'm definitely not asking now. I'm sure we'd just get tired while you talk your ears off. What a coincidence, Estelle. I was just thinking the same thing. So there you have it. We don't really care to know. You talk so much that I'd probably be an old woman by the time you were done, and I'm not ready for wrinkles yet. Come on now, let's not be like that. I'll fill you in on all the details of the tragic incident which befell me. Didn't you listen, you dummy? We don't want to hear about it. It all began after we parted ways. I did some window shopping in the Bose Market, then moved on to the Anterose restaurant. You see, once I had eaten to my heart's content, I began to play on the grand piano and then feed my artistic soul. And upon doing so, the restaurant manager was overcome by my skill, and so I was asked to stay and work as the professional pianist for the restaurant. That's great and all, but I thought you were supposed to be a lutist. A musical genius is not limited to just one instrument. Anyway, back to my story. After negotiating a few of my own conditions, I accepted the job offer. These conditions were, of course, food and wine for free every day instead of Mira. I don't know how to put it, but that's very you, Olivier. I'm not sure how that has anything to do with you getting thrown in jail. Oh well, this is where the real sob story begins. That night I had been enjoying a plate of sautéed duck I had the chef prepare, but the blood sauce which had been used was a little too overbearing for my palate. Consequently, I began to feel that normal red wine was not satisfying enough. The more you talk, the more I want to hit you. But go on. I'm curious, in spite of knowing better. Well, so I borrowed a bottle of wine which seemed good from the cellar. Something called Grand Chardonnay from the year 1183. Grand Chardonnay from the year 1183? That's the legendary vintage wine that was auctioned off in the Royal City. Oh, aren't you well informed? I heard a rumor about it too, so of course I was interested in having a drink for myself. Auctioned off? How much are we talking about here? From what I heard, it went for somewhere in the neighborhood of 500,000 Mira. 500,000 mirror? For just one bottle? It's out of this world. And you didn't, did you, Olivier? Ah, such a needless question. Of course I opened the bottle and had a sip. Its sweet-smelling fragrance tickled my nostrils, its luxurious mellow taste caressed my throat, and could you believe what else? A rose-tinted vignette of time and space that existed within that very bottle. I don't think I can listen to this any longer. Yeah, my ears are bleeding from listening to such stupidity. I am completely dumbfounded. The sad thing is, after taking a sip of such excellent wine, I began to feel the food was lacking. And as I was having the chef cook me up something else to match the wine, the restaurant manager returned. Since I'm not a stingy fellow, I cordially invited him to join me for a drink. But for some odd reason, he got rather upset. In fact, he got so steaming mad that his face looked like a ripe tomato. And before I could say another word, a group of soldiers came filing in. And, well, one thing led to another, and here I am, in all my illustrious glory. I can't say another word of this tragedy of being dragged all the way here without coming to tears, so let us all weep together as you sympathize with my dilemma. Snores, idiot. Pardon? But do my ears deceive me? Could have sworn I heard some snoring, and even an assuredly misheard idiot coming from your cell. Are you listening? This is where the story gets really interesting. You see, several further trials awaited me after I was brought here. Hello, are you listening? Oh, Olivier, you're an idiot. I love you. Hey, you three, get up. Yawn. And tired. What's wrong? What, are you trying to tell us we're being interrogated this early in the morning? That's a little early even for me. No, just the opposite. You're being released. Huh? Why all of a sudden? Is there a reason for this? Yes, I'd like to consider myself that reason. Ma'am Aber. Well, what an unusual place to be meeting you. I'm really sorry about everything that's happened to you. But don't worry, your names have been cleared. I don't completely agree with everything, but this is a request coming from Mabel herself. You better remember to thank her. So you mean Mabel stood up on our behalf? That's not exactly it. I just explained your situation to General Morgan. Our situation?
Yes, I have one question for the both of you. Are you really the children of Cassius Bright?
Yeah, that's right. This is Estelle Bright, and I'm his adopted son Joshua.
I see. Now that you mention it, the girl does slightly resemble Lena.
You knew my mother?
Yes, I enjoyed your mother's cooking on several occasions when I visited your home in Roland. Well, in fact, we even met once when you were just a baby.
Now, wait just a minute. You're a personal acquaintance of my dad's? I knew that he was in the military before, but...
I don't know Cassius Bright the Bracer. Hey, the only Cassius I know is the one from the service. He was a rare strategist.
Strategist? Dad?
I just can't imagine what he saw in the Bracer Guild. It makes me angry just thinking about it. You'll have to excuse me.
What's wrong with him? It seems like your father was a brilliant officer in the military. I've heard from the general that he tried several times to get your father to change his mind about retiring. I didn't know that. Somehow it feels hard to believe. However, if that's the case, the General's hatred for braces may stem from Cassius leaving the army, from the vexation of being left by one of his most promising men. I get the same impression. So what you're saying is, our lives are in such a pain because of that? That dirty, rotten scoundrel? How about we return to Bose now? With the airliner being found, the situation has taken a new turn. So there are a number of things I'd like to discuss with you. Oh, sure. Is something the matter? I'm definitely ready to get out of here, but it feels like we're forgetting something. Now that you mention it, what could it be? Oh, how callous people can be at times. How could you forget about a companion who spent a night with you in a cold, hard cell? How lamentable, how pitiful. Fine, be that way. I shall wither away friendless and hungry, alone in this dark purgatory. Is he still here? Yeah, I completely forgot about him. I'm sorry to say this, but there's not much we can do for you. Is he the musician I heard about? The one who chugged that bottle of brand Chardonnay without a second thought? Ah, indeed, that is I. Yet, my fair lass, I would be heartbroken if you took my intentions the wrong way. Well, you see, I perceived it as an advance payment for the exquisite services that I was about to render. You're quite an interesting character. Alright, I'll see what I can do to bargain with the General for your release. Really? Truly? You would do such a kind service for a man such as myself? I think that may be asking a bit much. If the restaurant takes this to trial, there's going to be at least a lawsuit. Well, there's no need to worry about that. You see, the owner of the restaurant is me. Huh? And that Grand Chardonnay was the very one I bid on. That being the case, I'm fairly confident there won't be any other problems over the matter. I can't believe you were released. It's like a stroke of bad luck. Please don't lay on the compliments so thick. However, it pains my soul that I partook of such a fine wine without paying a single mirror. Shall I play the piano in the restaurant as per our contract to remedy that? I think I'm going to have to pass on that. After what happened, I think it would be a bit awkward having you back there. I, for one, don't think you'd mind a bit. Yeah, he sure does seem to have some thick skin. Let's just think of this as an unfortunate incident for the both of us. But I don't think I can let things go like this. Let's see. It seems like you're investigating something at the moment, right? How about I lend my assistance in return for the wine? Huh? Now that does sound interesting. Could I ask you to join these braces in their work? Could you ever? So it's settled. Let our new working relationship bloom like a magnolia at the height of spring. Hold on a sec. What did we do to deserve this? Your general weirdness aside, simply having an amateur like you around is honestly going to be a pain. Are you confident that you won't be a drag on our work, or our sanity? Well, I'm somewhat confident in my marksmanship and magic. But of course I'd be distressed if you tried to list my music genius in the same group. That's the kind of line that gets me really worried. But maybe we could use an extra hand. As long as we can't count on the army to help us out. I have a feeling that we'll be short on manpower. Well, alright then. We'll use you for what you're worth. However, if we do happen to conclude that you're not worth your weight, you're dumped from the party. Are you going to be okay with that? Of course I don't mind. I'd never let you down, so please be reassured. Well, my expectations of you are pretty much at rock bottom anyway, so I know you won't let me down. I'm glad things have settled between you all. But before you go, there's something I need to tell you. Tell us? Actually, the town did seem pretty noisy as we were headed here. What happened? Truth be told, last night there was a large-scale burglary at Bose's South Block. The weapon shop and Orbital factory were targeted, as were a number of private residences. What? So this was the work of the Sky Bandits. It's unknown at this time, but it seems highly probable. A unit of the Royal Army is currently conducting an investigation. I see. I guess we'd better do an investigation of our own then. Yes. I'd like you to formally request that you do just that. I'll send payment over to the guild for the work you've done so far. Please make use of the money for your current investigation expenses. I have a feeling that the army is going to get in our way again. But I guess when that happens, it happens. Whether they get in our way or not, I don't think we should be forthcoming with the army about any information we come across. Because if there's really a spy in their midst, they'll just leak it to the Sky Bandits. Though I am reluctant to say it, I also think it's for the best to keep quiet about our findings. Anyway, let's act with prudence. Alrighty, my bosom companions, shall we head to the South Block? Look, buddy, who made you king of the show? I sure wish the shop owner would take better care of the antique books. Alright. Let's head to the south side. Okay, let's go back this way. Yay! This one turned out to be really cute. Niall, is this how you wanted this one?
Yeah, sure, something like that. However, we really got screwed, you know that?
Good afternoon. Are you working on another story? Looks like you two are on the trail of a scoop again.
Hey, it's you kids.
Oh, Estelle and Joshua. Boy, am I glad to see that they let you out of the clinker.
Yeah, I heard all about you kids getting arrested by the army up at the old mine. Certainly had me worried.
Why are you acting like you had nothing to do with it? It was your info that led us to the village.
Hey now, what kind of face is that? Don't tell me you blow moss.
Did you go and check out that abandoned mine yourselves? Yeah, we did, yesterday. But it was after you all had already been hauled off.
We could have had a really great shot of your arrest had we been there. Really guts me that we missed such a perfect opportunity for a great shot.
I swear, you people in the news business, But anyway, I was wondering if you thought this looked like the handiwork of the Sky Bandits.
Sure looks like it lately to me. Seems that the army is sniffing around for clues too. But to be honest, looks like there's nothing to be found here anymore.
I see, it does make things a little bit more difficult.
Well, Mr. Reporter, why don't you let me ask you this then? Do you know from whence the Sky Bandits entered town? According to witness statements, they were seen leaving through the west gate.
Well, that's awfully strange. The mayor's residence and Bowes Market are right through the west gate, and it seems like attacking those two places would be far more lucrative.
When you put it that way, that makes a lot of sense. Now, if you don't mind me asking, who the heck are you anyway?
I'm glad you asked. I'm Olivier Lenheim, a wandering bard and gifted musician. I'm sure you've heard rumors about me, right? Oh, right. You're the guy that drank wine without paying at that classy restaurant. Takes guts to stiff such a big bill. It's an honor to meet you, sir. You're making me blush. I'm ready for my interview at any time, so don't hesitate to ask. Wow, really? I'm getting a headache just listening to this crap. Those two are very much alike. I'm not even going to ask how this guy wound up with the rest of you. That would be for the best. Bird was made off with everything.
I'm going to be done in here in a minute, so would you kids butt out? The woman living here said that she had precious mementos taken by these crooks. Oops, me and my big mouth. Let's just pretend like I didn't just tell you that. What I mean to say is, why don't you just ask her about it after I get done here? Damn it. My shop got ripped off by a bunch of thieving criminals. And they took off with every last one of my pricey goods too. Why did this have to happen to me at a time when there were hardly any goods around to begin with? Oh, speaking of which... Olivier? I was shocked when I heard about the South Block being hit by burglars. Mirana's mother was here alone, you see. Mirana. Now we've got burglars running amok in the city. I swear, what's happening to Bowes? I'm just glad they left this house alone, though I'm baffled as to why. I certainly didn't do the homework on this city. Hey, you there! Oh, is something wrong? I thought I'd better give you a word of advice. Even if you are representing the mayor, At the end of the day, you are all still civilians. Cannot have you wandering around here in the middle of our investigation. Who do you think you're talking to? Your advice seems rather more like a threat. I'm just saying, you need to know your place. But if you're so adamant about investigating the matter, then do it after we've cleared out of here. If we get any more trouble out of you, then I'm gonna have to give you a personal invitation to jail. Forget about it, Estelle. There's no use arguing with these gentlemen. For an ass in a lion's skin, you sure know how to throw your weight around, Mr. Soldier. What did you just say? May I ask what's going on here? Colonel. For a soldier in the prestigious Royal Army to be threatening our good citizens, that is an outright embarrassment to us all. But these aren't just civilians, sir. They're members of the Bracer Guild. Oh, is that so? Then I ask you once again, what is going on here? The army is supposed to be working closely with the guild. What do you intend to accomplish by being rude to our allies? But as far as the general is concerned, yes. That side of the general really concerns me. I'll take over the investigation from here, so please take your men and clear out. But sir, your men have been here since early this morning, so I presume that a sufficient investigation has been conducted by now, yes? I'll smooth things over with the general later. Is there anything else you wish me to address? No, sir. Alright, men, pack it up. We're returning to the Hacken Gate. It looks like that's that. It seems that some of our personnel were rather impolite. Please allow me to apologize. I appreciate the gesture, but we made some slightly inflammatory remarks as well, so how about we let bygones be bygones? That suits me just fine. As I stated before, the army is supposed to be working closely with the guild. I think our two organizations working together grants us each the ability to make up for the other's shortcomings. I look forward to any progress you make with this recent series of events. Thank you. We'll do what we can. He seems like a decent guy. I wonder who he is. Colonel, it's almost the appointed time. Oh, already? Excuse me, but it appears I must take my leave. Oh, but before I do, it looks like I haven't properly introduced myself. I am Alan Richard, a colonel in the Royal Army. If there is anything I can do to assist you, please do not hesitate to contact me. Colonel Richard? I feel like I've heard that name somewhere before. Niall was the one who mentioned his name earlier. He said something about him being a sharp young officer who leads the Royal Army's intelligence division. Oh, right. Wow, someone in the military. He sure knows how to listen to others. Probably in his mid-30s, and he's not hard on the ice either. Seems like he's more fit to be a politician than a service member in the army. Hey, you guys. Who is that you were just talking to in the black uniform? Could have swear I've seen him somewhere before. You trying to tell me you didn't recognize him at all? That was Colonel Richard of the Intelligence Division. You know, the guy you mentioned earlier? What? You're not pulling my leg, are you? As fun as that would be. Nope. He said so himself, so I'm fairly confident he is who he says he is. And to think that the legend himself would show up here. We can't wait around here like this any longer, Dorothy. Let's see if we can catch up to him. Aye, aye, sir. Although I'm really not sure why we're chasing after anyone. Did you see his eyes light up? I wonder if he's going to do an interview or something. Anyone else in the army would brush him off, but I'm sure the colonel will oblige him. What's the matter with you, Olivia? You look serious, and I gotta say, I find it creepy coming from you. I was just thinking about the colonel. I'll be the first to admit that he's quite the specimen of a man, but
But what? I can say with confidence that he doesn't stand a chance against me when it comes to the ladies. But I'd like to see him try just a little harder. It's no fun without a romantic rival. You just had to ask, didn't you, Joshua? I'll regret it for the rest of my life. Alright, let's see here. Now that the soldiers are gone, how about we resume our own investigation? Let's start by talking to all the people we couldn't earlier. Good idea. Let's start with you, lady. I was putting my son to bed last night, and suddenly some masked men kicked in the door and came storming in. I didn't tell my husband because I didn't want him to worry, but my ring, which was from my mother, was taken. A bunch of strangers came into the house without asking. My mum and I were scared, so we hid under the bed. Oh dear me. Weren't you the bracers who came to ask questions not that long ago? Alright, we did come before. Well, I'm really sorry I couldn't talk to you then. So what you came to ask me about is what happened last night, right? Yes, that's right. Is this a good time for you? Yes, this is as good a time as any. It was the middle of the night, you see, when I heard a noise coming from outside. And I, of course, thought it was my husband coming home at such a late hour, so I opened the door and started yelling. It turned out to be a group of masked men coming out of the Orbital factory across the road. I thought my heart was plumb gonna stop right then and there. Although, it turned out the burglars were rather surprised and ran away to the north. I see. So it was the Sky Bandits, huh? So what you're saying then is that this house didn't incur a loss of any kind? Yeah, thanks to the mercy of the goddess. Can I ask you another thing? Did your husband coming home late meant that he went to the bar? If it was only that, that would be forgivable. In addition to being no good drinker, he's obsessed with this. Cecile raised her hand in a casting motion. Oh, I get it. You mean fishing, right? I see now. That's right, he loves fishing more than life itself. Just yesterday, he said something about catching some smelt and took off to the lake in the south. And on top of that, he still hasn't come back. So what you're saying is, he doesn't know anything about the incident? That's exactly what I'm saying. And when that good-for-nothing husband of mine gets home, he's gonna get what for, let me tell you. Hi, honey, I'm home. Oh, what a day I had. I was fishing patiently all morning, but I have nothing to show for it. Oh, what's this? Do we have guests? You senile old man. My goodness, woman, what kind of fiery tempest has gotten into you? Don't you know it's rude to act like that in front of guests? If anyone's being rude, that would be you. I'm dumbfounded that my own husband can take off to do what he likes at a time like this. Huh? What do you mean, at a time like this? Maybe I should explain. Joshua gave Mr. Kawano a brief explanation regarding the burglaries which transpired the previous night. Burglaries by Sky Bandits? You don't say. Now that is terrible. But to think that they hightailed it out of here after my wife hollered at them is hilarious. Guess they got to experience the Cecile effect firsthand. What did you just say? Let's all calm down now, shall we? But to think these Sky Bandits came in the night just like they did and then just disappeared like that. Or
wonder if it has anything to do with that thing he was talking about the other day.
He? What do you mean?
Oh, right. You don't know him. He is my fishing buddy. He was staying at the inn down the lake shore to the south of here. If I remember right, he said something about seeing a strange bunch near the place the other night.
Strange bunch. Yeah, this sounds really interesting. Can you tell us a little more about what you've heard?
Sure, I don't mind, but I'm just going to tell you up front that this is all hearsay. From what I heard, he just happened to see them by chance as he was out fishing during the night. He saw them leave by way of the inn's front door, and then out onto the road. However, when he asked around the inn in the morning, it turned out no one like that had stayed there the night before.
Yeah, that is rather odd. So, was there any type of burglary at the inn?
No, nothing of the sort at all, in fact. It's quiet there, Niels the Great, and it's, well, a place I'd recommend to anyone. But best of all, it's a prime fishing spot.
Yep. Hey, man. How are you, my friend? There weren't any definitive clues related to the incident. I went for it. Trails in the sky. We did manage to hear a few interesting bits. I concur. I especially like that one, the one that described all the delicious food at the inn. That's not what we're talking about here. We did find the fishing part to be rather interesting. Unfortunately, if there's nothing going on there, then I guess it wouldn't be worth investigating. Actually, I think it's quite the opposite. If someone had been careless and caused a problem, the army would have thoroughly investigated it. The voice? What voice? Yeah, I'm not doing the voice mod. I'm too lazy to actually go do it. If someone had been careless and goes blah blah blah. Conversely, the possibility of the Sky Bandits appearing where there's nothing happening is rather high. Oh, well, I guess that's one to think about it. And in light of this series of incidents, there's either a spy in the army, or the Sky Bandits are a really clever bunch of thieves. It'll be extremely difficult to corner them by only by investigating the incidents which have occurred. I stung at myself. Terribly. We'll need to get one step ahead of them by tracking their movements. I see. So what you're saying is that we should take an offensive stance rather than a defensive one. Then how about we get going? Off to the beautiful Valeria Lake, extolled in many a rhyme as the Pearl of Libelle. Okay, we'll go grab the Carnelia book. There it is. I came here to buy the next chapter of the novel series I've been reading, but it's still not in yet. Once I've read a book, I almost never read it again. Anyway, I'm done with this one, so you can have it. Carnelia, Chapter 4. The lady who owns the shop recruited me to work here not that long ago. I wonder if she hired me because I'm always putting in my thoughts about her merchandise. Let's read Chapter 4. I am also doing this as a New Game Plus run. Human fodder. Sister Carnelia spoke to me in a tender tone as she sent a wave of immense pain rushing through the whole weight of my right hand. I won't have any trouble with you now, will I, Toby? She asked. Far from eyes just brimming with tears, I nodded my head in consent as the salty streams of water ran down my face. Satisfied with my answer, she loosened her grip, and I felt the pain vanish as if it had all been some sort of illusion. With a wry smile, she further added, Don't get me wrong, Toby. I've been sent here to protect you by the goddess herself. This is what she said while instructing me to keep my eyes focused on what lay beyond the window glass. Yet, there was something about the way she pronounced the last syllable of my name that really rubbed me the wrong way. Little by little, the line of passengers slowly began to flow out of the train car. Prodded on by Sister Carnelia, I inched forward while keeping my gaze on the platform through the passenger car window. Down the stairs which led to the front ticket gate were the figures of those men from earlier this morning. The 3 thug-like passengers who had been loitering near the large horsehead emblem of tile at the Imperial Station. A muffled laugh echoed from her throat as she noticed them. Well, isn't this a warm reception party you've got going on? Cocking my head, I quietly pleaded, Give me back my orbment. Sister Carnelia said nothing. Members of the crew bid us farewell as we stepped through the exit to disembark the train onto the lead-coloured platform below. Angrily, I thought to myself, Damn it, what's wrong with these fools? Can't they see what's going on? I shut my eyes halfway to protect them from the drizzle whipping against my face, and I unhurriedly descended the wet series of stairs, a half pace at a time. Sister Carnelia moved along behind me at precisely the same length of stride. Below, the group of thugs waited expectantly at the bottom of the stairs. Waited for me, no doubt. Contemplating at the rate at which I was going, I ultimately believed it was only a matter of time before I would be handed over to the enigmatic group. I caught sight of their soured faces as the distance between us grew smaller and felt the heat of my left hand tightly gripping my bag grew in intensity until my palm began to sweat profusely. Hitting the midway point on the stairs, Sister Carnelia suddenly whispered in my ear, Keep your eyes on the ground, Toby. I did as I was told and cast my gaze down upon the tips of my boots, stained to a darker shade by the rainwater. Then right at the moment I let out my breath, I felt a deep sense of pressure just below my shoulder blades as I was forcefully shoved forward. Droplets flew from my saturated fingers and my world turned upside down as I tumbled down the stairs and slammed back first into the group of hoodlums. With a muffled crunch, I felt the painful sensation of my ribs crumple under the weight of my body and then return to normal from the severely compressed state. 2 of the seemingly military men who were hit as I toppled down the stairs, like an avalanche unleashed on a pair of young saplings, absorbed the transfer of force and were thrown into a large puddle collecting on the ground nearby. Shrieks erupted from startled passengers nearby, more shrill than the high-pitched sound of the railway brakes from a decelerating locomotive. My world spun wildly about me. I lay there, the chill of the tiles seeping into my back. With a concerted effort, I rolled my eyes to the left, where my arm remained in an outstretched state. By some act of the goddess, I had managed to keep my tight 5-finger grip on the bag I had been carrying. In an effort to get up, I slid into a prostrate position, keeping my chin in contact with the ground. Making a low visual sweep of the vicinity as if my life depended on it, I noticed the military-like physiques of the men had vanished from view. The only figure I saw standing above me now on the platform was that of Sister Carnelia, and on her shoulder, as if she were merely hefting a sack of grain, was one of the men. Turning in the direction where the train had sat motionless in its motionless state, she lobbed the unfortunate man down onto a set of empty rail tracks below. By this time I had risen to one knee while keeping the other planted firmly on the ground in a half-standing position. The world in front of me was still swaying, undulating with my wavering eyesight. My head slowly rocked back and forth with it as the double vision of Sister Carnelia's boots approached me. Then, with a strong grip, she tugged on my hand. For some strange reason or another, when she did this, I failed to notice the unpleasant feeling that her hand wrapped tightly around mine brought. "Let's go, Toby," she instructed in an authoritative voice. Nearly dragging me, she pulled me to my feet, and before long, we were hightailing it out of there. The onlookers made quite a commotion as they moved hastily out of the way in a determined attempt not to be caught up in the middle of our flight path. The bag in my left hand swung helplessly, knocking against my thigh. After clearing the ticket gate, Sister Cornelia finally let go of my hand, but a sickening, slippery sensation came with it. Looking over at her, I realized that the stomach-churning, slimy feeling on my hand had come from the bright red blood which stained both of hers. I peered back over my shoulder in the direction of the platform as I continued to run, but the figures of those 3 men who had been waiting for me at the station were nowhere to be found. That's chapter 4. I'll be just checking something. Alright. Now we're gonna continue on. How many monsters do I have left? Oh, I've got all the monsters here. Holy crap. That means I can do this. No combat encounters. Speedrun. Just make sure. Yep. And then Ruan only has 5 enemies I need to find. And Zeus has 4 I need to find. And the final area has 1 I need to find. Valeria, sure. So this is the north shore of Valeria Lake, huh? Certainly seems peaceful and quiet around here. The inn doesn't look too shabby either. I stayed here once before when I was out in the area on another job. The wine's great, the rooms are nice, pretty much what you'd expect from a place like this. Too bad this isn't a pleasure trip. You mean it's not? I at least intend to toss my cares to the wind for a while. Taking catnaps in a rocking boot by the day, and filling my belly with food and wine by night. Heaven. This is what a vacation is all about. Come on, everyone, I was just joking. We can enjoy a vacation at any time. But now's the only time we can enjoy taking care of some would-be thieves. Even I, Olivier Leinheim, know enough to get my priorities straight, though. I don't think this has anything to do with enjoyment or not. Well, whatever. As long as he does his share of the work he is here to do. Let's see if we can find the old man staying here that loves fishing. The guest who said he saw some suspicious individuals here 2 nights ago, right? Could I ask you something? Wow, he's not responding at all. Must be really into his fishing. So this is what a fishing maniac looks like, huh? They seem like a unique breed. Not as unique as you are, that's for sure. Yeah, we gotta go inside first. Let's buy the food. 1 each. Welcome to the Kingfisher Inn. You all here to stay? Let's see. Yes and no. How should I put it? We're here looking for a certain someone. Is there a guest staying here who loves to fish? Well, pretty much everyone who stays here loves to fish. We heard he was a friend of the old man that stayed here yesterday. Do you have a clue who might that be? Oh, you're talking about old man Kawano? If you're talking about his fishing buddy, then I think you must mean Lloyd. Lloyd? I've heard he's a professional angler who came all the way here from the Royal City. Seems as though he's a member of the Fisherman's Guild there. Sounds like a pretty amazing guy. So you're saying he's that old man fishing out back? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the one you're talking about. You might be able to get his attention if you call his name out really loud. Excuse me. Are you the man named Lloyd who's from the Royal City? Wow, he's really focused. He's tuned everything out of his mind but fishing. It looks like this is where my skills come into play. What do you... Just sit back and enjoy. Olivier leaned over and with a smile that left all kinds of things up to interpretation, blew into the man's ear. Oh my goodness. What in the... Who are you kids? And where did you come from? That was a dirty trick to play on him, Olivier. Yeah, that was pretty low. How do you do this evening, good sir? We tried calling out to you a moment ago, but we could see that, like a true professional, your attention was fixed upon your task. You're Lloyd, aren't you? Yes, that's right. But how did you know my name? We heard from a certain old man about you. You have some time you could bear to speak with us. I see. So you heard from Mr. Kawano, did you? Yeah, I saw that strange prayer about 2 nights ago. I knew it. We get you to fill us in on a little more of the details? Before that, are you all braces or something? Is this somehow related to some sort of crime? We can't say for sure, but it does appear to be a possibility. Gotcha. Well, in that case, I'll do what I can to help you out. It was the other night when I was out fishing on my boat. I was returning to the inn, dead tired after a day of battling it out with this lake's guardian. It had gotten late into the night, and it was about time when everyone at the inn was asleep in their beds. Yeah, hold on a minute. What do you mean by this lake's guardian? I'm glad you asked. Guardian is a giant salmon that swims in the murky depths of Valeria Lake. It's been the feared king of the waters among fish lovers for over a decade. Crap, I shouldn't have asked. Looks like you've thrown a log onto the maniac's fire. Is it really that huge of a fish like you say? You bet your last mirror it is. And I've been chasing the darn thing for the last 5 years of my life. It comes and goes in different parts of Valeria Lake and changes its feeding spots on a whim. I heard from a buddy of mine that it appeared in these parts, so it came running from the Royal City. Ah, now that's what I call passion. I completely understand where you're coming from. Whenever I find something I like, I stop at nothing until I get a hold of it. For example, a bottle of Grand Chardonnay and such. In your case, still it is more accurate. How about we get back to our story? So, Lloyd, what happened when you came back from fishing that night? Oh, right. I had returned the boat and was on my way to the inn when I saw an odd couple head out onto the road from the grounds behind the building. Onto the road? In the middle of the night? Yep, no doubt about it. They were headed out on the new Ansel path. At first I thought they were a group of people visiting from the city, heading back home. But it was way too late for something like that, and when I asked at the inn the next day, nobody knew a thing about it. I thought maybe I'd seen a couple of ghosts or something then. Ghosts? There are ghosts that come out here? Just so you know. The two I saw were a young couple. There might have been two lost souls who committed a double suicide after not being accepted by those around them. Don't tell me anymore. Oh, brother. A bracer that's afraid of ghosts? The guild is doomed. Not to mention, I happen to have always wanted to hear more ghost stories and other bizarre stuff. Now. Isn't your being scared attractive in its own right, Estelle? Not sexy, but cute nonetheless. Like a little kitten shivering in the cold. You better watch out because this little kitten bites. Well, I was just kidding about the ghost part. Yay! Another raid! Hi Omega, hi Guka, and other raiders. How are we, everybody? Enjoying yourselves, playing games, doing art, whatever, doing stuff. But the couple did, in fact, seem to be one with a purpose and reason. Why is Guka suffering? No, it shouldn't be why. It's how is Guka suffering? I say this because the girl was wearing some rather odd clothing. What do you mean by that? I only saw her from behind, so I couldn't say for sure. But it looked like he's wearing some kind of school uniform. Jeevils. How is Gevel beating your ass? School uniform. It couldn't be. It wasn't one from the Janus Royal Academy, was it? Wow, you really know your stuff, kid. As somebody who has never played an Undertale or Deltarune, I have no context. I have never even seen gameplay of those two games. Okay. Guka, get not worse. But I do have the company that is lethal. You betcha. My niece goes there as well. It looked exactly like the same one she wears. I see. This whole event just got a lot more interesting. It's her. I know that lying tomboy for I know it's that lying tomboy for sure. We're finally onto her trail. What? So she's an acquaintance of yours? Then while you're at it, tell the two of them not to fret and rush into anything they'll regret later on. If my mind isn't failing me, I could have sworn they said something about coming again tonight. Is that true? Yep. We'll meet back here in 2 days, is what the young man said. His tone seemed rather serious, so I couldn't help but think on it. That's understandable. We appreciate the valuable information. Just leave the rest up to us. We won't let them get into any more trouble than they already are. Oh, I see. That's a relief to hear. Yes. We will play. Someday. Soon. Feels like a weight's been lifted from my shoulders now. Now that that is off my chest, I feel like taking a boat out and fishing again. Well, there's no time to lose. I'll leave you young'uns to your work. Omega. I have been playing this game for like 12 hours and I'm already at the end of chapter 1. Man, I don't even measure up when it comes to that fishing nut. You mentioned something about a fisherman's guild too. I wonder what kind of group that is. Nah, I'm good. So how is this couple involved with the missing airliner incident exactly? If you don't mind telling me, that is. Well, in a nutshell, Shara explained that they encountered Josette and Rolette. I see. That seems to be the person in question, alright. Which means that tonight is the night, huh? Yeah. Looks like we should probably get a room just in case. We're going to be in for a late night tonight. I know. The old man voices really hurt though. Alright. Let's go and ask the receptionist about a room. Will you be staying with us tonight? Yeah, that's the plan. Hold on, Estelle. If there's anything we haven't taken care of, we better do it now. I don't want to head back to Bose after we've gotten a room. I guess you're right. All I've got left... Not just yet. I understand. I'll reserve your room, so please come back after you've finished with your other errands. Let me just check something real quick. Ah, I need to go back to Lugren. I knew I forgot to do something. Because I should be at 101. Yay, finally. Okay, so all I've got left is the stolen ring, which can only be done... Yep. And I don't need to do any combat encounters, except for boss fights, because I've got all the enemies of this region in the bestiary. So everything is coming up Dark River. Okay, now we can do it. Get a room. Alright then. Please come with me. I'll show you to your room. I've got... That's why I have the cloak augment equipped right now. This is where you'll be staying. I'll leave you here, so please relax until dinner is served. This is quite a nice room. It has a certain atmosphere that you just don't find back in the city. Yeah, it's great, huh? It wasn't that expensive either. What to do now? How about we relax until it gets dark? What a nice idea. I'd be more than happy to do just that. But is it really okay to take it easy? Rest when you can. That's part of a bracer's job too. This is our free time, so let's enjoy a meal, take a stroll, or something else. Wow, what a picturesque view. The entire lake looks like it's glowing. Too bad we can't see the royal city on the opposite shore because of the haze. But from here, it's easy to tell that this is the biggest lake in the kingdom. This lake is like a fish's dream come true. I bet it'd be a blast to throw a line into those waters. And how about it? Might be a nice change of pace for you. Yeah, maybe I will. What are you going to do, Joshua? Let's see. There's a book I've been meaning to read, so maybe I'll just sit in that chair and relax. How old are you again? Only geezers talk about sitting back and relaxing. I'm a geezer. Young boys are supposed to get out and move their bodies. I'll leave that part to you. Sometimes you can be such a drag. Oh well, I should hurry up and decide on a fishing spot. Somewhere around that pier looks like it might be a lucky spot for bites. And I think if you'd like to borrow a fishing rod, we can loan you one, so all you need to do is ask. Do I have to check the fishing spot first? Yep, this looks good. Definitely the best spot. Now let's see about casting a few lines. Crap, I don't have a fishing pole. Wonder if somebody in the blah 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 blah. Yep. Oops. Do you have a fishing pole I could borrow? Yes, of course we do. They're right over there. They're right over here, and they're free to use for anyone lodging here. Really? Score! Now, this is a really pretty nice rod to be loaning out to everyone. Alright then, I'll put it to good use. Please enjoy yourself. Fishing time. It's not even a real mini game yet. Yes, this looks good. this definitely the best spot. Here, and let's see about casting a few lines. Let's see, from this pier, which would be the best place to drop a line? Let's go west. Right around here looks nice. Come on, fishy, fishy, fishies. What should I do about bait? Use a lure. Alright, let's sit back and relax. Let's see what happens. Sweet, I got a bite. And this is the critical part. How should I bring it up? Reel it in all at once. Alright, let's see what we got. We got a smelt. Wow, that a little fishy. Joshua's gonna make fun of me if he sees this. Should I just eat it now to hide the evidence? Let's see. Alright, we're gonna keep going. Let's keep going west. Let's try a live bait. Let's see, what do we get? Wow, this one's biggie. I believe a little bragging may be in order. Alright. Let's change that way. Now, use a fly. Dun, 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 dun. Got a bite. Wait until it gets tired. And we caught a lovely, delicious Holy Boots. Curse you, Holy Boots. This victory is yours. Let's continue fishing. Change to the west. We're going to use lure. We're going to wait until it gets tired. We got a salmon. Yes, yes, yes. I am a goddess of fishing. What a haul. This may just beat the record for the size of my best catch to date. Thought for certain it was just a regular fish by the way it tugged on the line. Let's see. Let's continue fishing. We won't change. Use a fly. And we just wait a bit. Now this is quite a catch. Let's see. South. Let's go. What did we get? Change fishing spot. East. This one is just my warm-up. Bloop. Bloop, 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 bloop. And we caught another fishy. Oh, I should have also done this for you, Giga. Yes, yes, yes. Blah, 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 blah. Let's keep going. Oops. We are. Kenny is the highest intelligence. Probably. Wouldn't surprise me. Keep doing that. Don't need to do that. Intelligence don't. The funny thing is, most D&D players never actually use intelligence or wisdom. They just rely on their charisma. Yay! Man, it's already starting to get dark. I guess I ended up with a pretty good catch after all. Check this out, Joshua. Look what I caught. Huh? Joshua? Yeah, I've had worse. What's this? Book, 100 Days War, seems to have been left on the table. Estelle picked it up. I wonder if Joshua just forgot this. Being so sharp, he sure can miss things sometimes. I guess I'll just have to take it to him myself. Out of all of you, Gurkha rolled the best stats, Red. Then again, I wonder where he could have taken off to. Hey there, laddie. What are you doing whittling away the evening in a place like this? Not much. How about yourself? Are you done fishing or are you heading back into battle? No, I've already had my fill. It sure has been a while since I did though. Oh, that reminds me. Estelle held out the book she found on the table. You said you were going to read, but you ended up leaving your book on the table. You should be more careful with your stuff. Oh, that. I actually finished reading it. My eyes were starting to feel a bit tired, so I thought I'd take a walk for a change. Liar. What? You're hiding your feelings again, aren't you? I can tell that's what you're doing. And besides, that's not really fair. You always find a way to cheer me up when I'm feeling down, while I may not be as reliable as Dad. You've all got pretty good stats for your characters. I can still give you a shoulder to lean on. Sorry. Yeah. You guys are gonna be fun. And funny. It's gonna be hilarious once Guka actually joins the party. It's times like these when you should say thank you and not apologize. Maybe smart, Joshua, but sometimes you don't know what's most important. You're probably right. Thanks, Estelle. Very good. Now that wasn't too bad, was it? Oh, right. And in return, how about you play me a song on your harmonica? As you wish. Is the whereabouts of light good for you? Yep, that's the one I wanted to hear. A great song. Wonder why it is when I hear the sound of your harmonica in the evening light like this, it makes me want to cry. So you're still not going to ask about my past, you mean? I mean, we promised, remember? You're going to tell me when you felt like it, and I wasn't going to ask, right? And considering that 5 years have passed, it doesn't seem like such a big deal anymore. Yeah, it has been 5 years, hasn't it? How can you just live with me for that long and not have a million questions? That day your father came home with this beat up kid. Some random stranger who never says a word about his past. Why'd you take him in like that? Well, it seemed like the obvious thing to do. Besides, you're family now, Joshua. And like I said before, I know you pretty well. You love books, you're a weapons geek, and you've got a serious knack for just about anything that comes your way. You're kind and fair, but you've also got a way of not letting others inside by using politeness like a shield. Now wait a minute. And you're caring and lonely. Of course, I don't know everything about your past, but if you want to make comparisons, I don't know a whole lot about Dad's past either. But that doesn't mean he and I aren't family, right? Being a family for us has more to do with me knowing his personality, his habits, the food he likes. You know, the kind of things that only I would know firsthand. And you're no different, Joshua. Gotta love that 2004 water animation. You make it nearly impossible to argue with you. You know that? It's been like that since the first time we met, when you gave me that flying kick to the gut as I was laying in bed. Wounded, I might add. Did I really do that? Yeah, injured and all. More than once. That's true, that only happened like 10 hours ago. I'm sure it was just a bit of childish play. Blame Dad for that, my lack of social graces. Yeah, sure, nice excuse. But anyway, Estelle. What? Let's make sure we solve this whole airliner mystery. I don't know if Dad's been captured or anything. I look forward to seeing the final battle royale. But let's resolve this with our own hands. Sure. That's exactly what I intend to do. How about we head back to the inn? I'm sure supper is ready by now. Yeah, but what about last boss kill and last blood in the game? Great idea. I'm starving. We need to eat our fill so we're ready for tonight. Get rid of that one. Let's go. Oh, I almost forgot. Here's your book, Joshua. Oh, right. Estelle held out the book she found on the table. I'm actually done with it. At this point, it just ended up being bulk weight. So I wonder what I should do with it. Can I read it? Looks like a pretty difficult book, but do you think I spent some time with it I'd understand? I'm sure you'd be fine. There's already a lot of stuff in there anyway. So do you want to take a stab at it, Estelle? Sure, I'll give it a shot. Oh, poor Olivier. They went through 5 bottles of wine. Help the fellow out. I'm begging you. I can't take another drink. Wow, I think I just reconsidered my opinion of you, Olivier. It's pretty rare for anyone to still be conscious after a night of wine with Cheryl. Well, didn't the two of you come at a good time? How about having a drink together? You're both good for that, right? We're going to eat dinner now, so the answer is no. Oh, come on, you two. When I say let's drink, we drink. And you're going to make me very angry if you don't sit down for a glass with me. Oh, great. She's already reached stage 2. Rage mode. Don't worry, Cheryl. Olivier said he's good for another couple rounds. How about having him keep you company? What? So you can still drink more, can you? Joshua, how could you just give it to her like that? I can't. Don't you feel sorry for the poor guy? I don't know. Should I? You're like a little demon, and cute at the same time too. At least the fish are polite here. I guess he'll be just fine. How about we sit at the counter? I hate to bother the two of them. Right, good idea. Please, Shara, I'm pleading with you. You and the fish. Pour me another glass. No. Oh, poor Olivier. He didn't deserve that. Oh yeah, he's totally plastered. Looks even a guy who takes his sweet time for everything couldn't stand up to a drunken sharer. Oh wow, what a night of drinking. I've been so busy lately I haven't been able to enjoy myself like this for a while. And you're not even red in the face either from all that alcohol. Are you sure you haven't had some special kind of training, Shara? It could have been all the bizarre liquors I drank while I was in the troop. You know, like the ones with scorpions and asps in them. Might have built up my resistance that way, but who knows? Somehow I don't think that's the case. By the way, what do you plan on doing with him? He's pretty much useless as he is. Let's just let him sleep. He looks so peaceful now and we wouldn't want to disturb him. There's a very high possibility that we'll have a direct encounter with the Sky Bandits tonight. Getting a civilian wrapped up in the middle of it wouldn't be a good idea. Don't tell me it. You got Olivier drunk so he wouldn't be able to come along, didn't you? Well, of course I did. And he'll thank me in the long run too. After his raging hangover, anyway. And so that whole time, you were just toying with him, weren't you? Let's see. It's getting late, so let's hurry and begin our stakeout around the inn. Don't skirt around the issue, Shara. Quiet you. For the time being, we're going to circle up to the far pier. Understood. Alright then. Let's go. Shara is napping. Not Shara, Olivier. Oops, I went the wrong way. I'm gonna keep playing until we finish chapter 1. I don't see anyone. I don't know what kind of business the siblings could have here, but do you think they'll really show up? There's no guarantee, of course, but if Lloyd's information has any truth to it, my best guess is that they'll be here. However, if we move around too much, there's a possibility we'll be seen and they'll take off. Since the Sky Bandits are supposed to come from the road, it might be a good idea to watch the area. Right, so where should we watch from? We need a place where we can see the road without being noticed ourselves. A place like that would be ideal. Exactly, I know where to go. Hey, what's that? The siblings.
Well, looks like we're a little early, huh?
Yeah, seems that way. You know, if this were the middle of the day, we could have gotten ourselves a bite to eat on the way.
Quit talking nonsense. We're outlaws, remember? Now let's hurry up and get moving.
Wait for me, Kyle. I should have known it would be them. Looks like they're headed for the far pier. Wonder what they intend to do. Shall we take a look and find out? Let's try to get as close as we can without being noticed.
I should have figured they wouldn't be here yet. Yours come exactly on time.
I really hate those guys. They act like they're so superior, and to be honest, they're kind of scary.
No doubt about that. They're quite a clandestine bunch. There's not much we can do about it. This is an order from Don.
This seems to be a very good place. Yeah, we can hear every word they're saying too. Hey, Kyle. Don't you think Don's been acting a bit strange recently? It's just not like him, if you ask me. You know, the whole hijacking of airliners thing? Well, I admit it was lucrative. Now we've got the army clamping down on us full scale. Not to mention those annoying braces are now involved. And now he's gone and taken hostages and demanded a ransom in return. No matter how I think about it, it seems like Don has gone way overboard this time.
In the end, you'll always be just a girl. Deep down, you're just not cut out to run with a bad crowd.
Excuse me?
Okay, maybe not the best wording, but I meant it as a compliment. If things are getting too tough for you, you're always welcome to try salvaging a life back home. It shouldn't be too hard to get by, as long as you don't set your sights too high. Although, admittedly, it is a bit colder than liberal.
You think you can just treat me like a kid and I'm not going to get angry? I'd like to see you get by without me. What with your crap cooking and all, not to mention the laundry. You really want to go back to burnt toast and turn your underwear inside out?
Okay, I see your point. And I really am sick of toast, burnt or otherwise. But anyway, think about what I said before it gets too late to back out.
Don't worry, he'll get his beat down.
Getting back to what you said earlier, I do have to agree that Don has been acting pretty weird. Does he expect us to just keep fishing for ransom? We should take what we can get. And I'd like to believe that Don is smart enough to see that.
Don't you think he just started acting strange about the time that guy showed up? That's the only thing I can think of as to why he started acting like this.
Yeah, he was the one who introduced us to those other guys too. He might have even gotten Don to buy into his ideas.
Who is that guy and he? That's certainly a good question. Huh? What's that over there? What's what? Looks like whoever they were waiting for has finally showed up.
Looks like you made it. On time as usual, huh?
Could have come a little early for a change, or even late. Definitely not my type, that's for sure.
Say what you will, but we were trained to be punctual.
Now, if that displeases you, then let me offer you my sincerest apology. Relax. I was just being sarcastic. Now, I know you guys are definitely not the type I want to be around. A boss kill is -50. You do. You get -5. And highest score wins.
Enough already. We don't have time for that. Now, how about we get down to business? Have there been any other developments since last time?
Yes, in fact, Her Majesty has finally made a move. She intends to contribute to the ransom from her own assets.
Seriously? We're gonna get paid out of the Queen's own pocket? I guess we're pretty close to getting the money then, right?
How about the Royal Army? Is there any indication that they've figured out where her hideout is?
Not yet,
but it's only a matter of time until they do. We've received reports that members of the Bracer Guild are on the move as well. At any rate, on the morning of the payoff, you'll need to leave your hideout behind.
Yeah, no problem there. We just happened to run into the temporary shelter by chance. Don shouldn't have any regrets about it either.
There are way too many suspicious types involved in this. What do you want to do, Shara? Should we just storm in, shoot them all, let Adios sort them out? I've got a much better idea. A better idea? These two siblings appearing here means that the Sky Bandit's airship is parked somewhere nearby. There's not much we could do if they got away again. So how about we try taking that out first? You see, take away their means of escape, right? I am beyond power. I'm down for that. How about you, Joshua? I just want to check something. Joshua? Oh, right. Take out the airship first, right? Yeah, I think that's a good idea too. What's wrong? Your face looks really tense all of a sudden. It's nothing. Yeah, I'm sure it's just my mind playing tricks on me. We don't have much time. We got to get out onto the road and start looking for that airship before they finish their meeting. The party took the road in search of the location of the airship. And... So they're parked in front of the Ambell Tower, huh? This is definitely the perfect place to land since it's off the main road. So what do you want to do, Shara? Should we subdue them? Well, that's one way to go about things. But there's more than double their number since the last time we encountered them. Don't worry. Even with twice as many guys, they're no match for us. So how about we take them all on at once? I don't know if that's the best way to go about things. Sorry to keep you all waiting. Hold it. Keep it down or they're going to hear you. Well, isn't this a surprise? I can't believe you're standing here after the state you were in before. Your tolerance is impressive. Who do you think you're talking to? Rather than miss a minute of your fair company, I dutifully puked my guts up and dumped a bucket of cold water over my head. Voila, I was good to go. I don't know about that. I think I hear your liver screaming somewhere in there. That's some serious tenacity. Come on, I couldn't let you enjoy all the fun yourselves, right? I just had to come out at the end when I saw you guys hit the road. So I came running from behind to catch up with you. I guess I went a little too easy on you. Maybe I should have had you down in all that brandy at once. You'd have put me to sleep for good if you had done that, Shara. But anyway, fighting the Sky Bandits here would be lack finesse, don't you think? I don't think that's the issue here. No, I'm serious. Even if you subdued them all and managed to arrest the two siblings, there's still a chance they won't tell you where the hideout is, and they might even use the hostages as leverage to demand their release. Well, there's a risk involved with whatever course of action we take. Or do you have a good plan on how we can avoid taking such a risk? Ah, boy, do I have a. Listen up, everyone. Okay, but if you blow in my ear, I'm going to seriously punch your lights out. Kyle, Jesset, it's good to see you made it back. I didn't think you'd be gone so long. So talks took longer than expected, huh? Yeah, but we're nearing an end with our negotiations. We've also managed to get a great deal of information about what's going on with the Royal Army. So what you're saying is... Yup, we'll be getting the ransom money within a few days. We'll finally be one step closer to making our dream a reality. We did it! Sweet! Cool it down, guys. It's a little too early to getting excited yet. For the moment, we need to get back to the hideout and report to Dawn. Alright everyone, pack up and let's get out of here. Roger that. The temperature outside is 69.8 degrees with 15% humidity. I have no idea what that temperature is in rest of the world units. There is a southwest wind blowing at a speed of 12 arch. There are no orbital reactions in the surrounding area. That is a comfortable night. Yeah, what is the temperature here? 5 degrees where I am. Looks like the army isn't patrolling here. Activate the orbital engine and begin transmitting orbital energy to each section of the airship. Aye, sir. Orbital engine activated. Transmission of orbital energy to all sections underway. Orbital floater started. Orbital driver started. Stabilizers all green. Alright, lift off. Aye, aye, sir. But in about 2 months and 9 days, it'll be spring.
set the drive rate to 40% and maintain cruising speed. However, make sure that we can switch to battle speed at any time.
Aye, sir. Looks like we'll make it back before morning.
Yeah, I'm ready for some serious shut-eye myself. I gotta report to Don first.
Huh? Did you just hear something? No, I didn't hear anything. That's odd. I could have sworn it came from below deck. Maybe it's just a mouse or something. I'll have to clean up the place when I can find some free time. In the Nebel Valley.
Boy, am I tired. Ever since we came here, my night and day have been completely reversed. We just gotta tough things out a little longer, and then we can say goodbye to this horrible life. Don as our leader, we can't go wrong. But don't you think Don's been acting a little strange lately? I mean, he's kind of scary to talk to these days. I bet you knocked that crap off. If Carl of just said heard you talking like that, he'd beat you upside the head. It's just that I'm sure you're just tired from the lack of sleep. Let's hurry and finish up here and get some rest. You're welcome to take a rest now if you'd like. You're too late.
Ooh, looks like we were able to get out in here without any trouble. I'm amazed that this little plan actually worked. I guess we'll have you to thank this time. But seriously, I was getting pretty nervous. I wasn't sure what we were going to do if we got caught stowing away. Well, even if we were discovered, we'd just have to take control of the airship. And we would have had an advantage fighting against this lot in those tight quarters. Superior numbers mean nothing without space to maneuver in. Olivier, so you thought that far ahead? Taking into all these factors into account, huh? Not in a million years. Are you kidding? I simply thought it would be fun to infiltrate an enemy base. I think we would have been better off if you said nothing at all. Give the poor guy a break. At least we were able to get in here without incident. Anyway, this looks like somewhere in the Nebel Valley. Nebel Valley? Like the one on the border of Bose and Roland? That explains why it's so misty outside. This is definitely terrain covered with extreme differences in height which prevent landing of any large aircraft. Looks like your guess was right, Shara. Well, it didn't seem to help us much in getting here. But anyhow, we don't have time to be hanging around here. We'll need to subdue the Sky Bandits and ensure the safety of the hostages being held captive. And of course your father, Cassius, too. Right. Understood. Let's go downstairs. Yep. No treasure chests here. No treasure chest. Treasure chests. What does the chest say? The chest is already empty, you double dipper. Actually, did I change his gear? I did not. Hey, Meta. How are we today? Yes. Jeweled ring? This chest is empty. How tragic. Yeah, I think I've seen it before. The voices of some men can be heard. Sounds like some of the grunts. Shall we rush the room? Not yet. What's AP charge? Oh, that sucks with your pizza. That is the worst. The chest is empty. Makes you want to cry, doesn't it? How long have I been playing? Nearly 13 hours and I'm already... Hold on a second. I can hear someone talking on the other side of that door. Seems like some of the grunts. Let's take care of them before we move on, so there are no surprises behind us later. Let's go. Huh? You guys new around here? Like, in your freaking dreams. Are these guys for real? But if you're not new here, then who are you? Wait, are you supposed to be intruders? Yep, I'm gonna replay the entire series from Trails in the Sky all the way to Trails into whatever the last one is. Bingo! We're with the Bracer Guild. I think it would be best if you surrendered. Forget that. We won't give up without a fight. Ba, 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 ba. What's a... Let's do that. That won't affect him. Yeah. Also, Meta, I'm playing this using New Game Plus, so I have so many advantages right now. Oh wow, Olivier is way behind. Alright, now where are the hostages? If you don't start talking, there are going to be some serious consequences involving the whip. Do what you want with us. We're not going to talk. Oh, is that so? Let me handle this, Estelle. Sure. Can't say I didn't warn you guys. Yeah. Honestly, I'm being quite gentle with you. Don't think for a second that you're allowed to pass out yet. But if you start talking, maybe I'll be kind enough to let you. Yikes. They're down below. Some of our crew are guarding them. Very good. Now where are your leaders? Kyle and Josette, right? Forget it, lady. Do your worst. No one will tell you where they are. So the hostages are one thing, but you're not going to sell out your bosses, huh? I guess there's only one thing left to do. Holy Stragus. Sheriff's as unforgiving as ever. Yes? No, I've been far more unforgiving. Any masochist would be thrilled to make your acquaintance, Sheriff. And my whip would be thrilled to make yours. Maybe some other time. It looks like the hostages are being held down below. Let's hurry. Okay, we've got that. Then we go down the stairs. Anyone have a clue what this place is? It's way too big for these bandits to have built, but it seems pretty ancient. It feels like a stronghold of some sort, and I agree, this place is pretty old. I wonder if people used hidden forts like this one as hideouts back then. As far as I've heard, the turmoil following the Great Collapse continued on for several hundred years. So it doesn't seem strange to me that something like this is still around. The Great Collapse? The collapse of the ancient Sumerian civilization which existed more than 1200 years ago. It's said that a huge natural catastrophe wiped them out. Oh, you mean like Professor Albus said before? I'll tell you what though, for being a place this hard to find, someone's got some seriously bad taste in hideouts. Not to mention there are all sorts of monsters lurking around in here too. I wonder if this is how all men like to live. Sheriff? Just what kind of men are you hanging out with? Another one. We found the Striga. Yeah, gotta run it under that water. The chest is empty because you emptied it. Funny how that works, no? Did I do the one that's down here? I don't remember. I love Shara. The chest has nothing left to offer you. Okay. What's this? I'm guessing it's an orbital vacuum. Looks like the newest model, so it's probably stolen. Interesting. Huh? What's this? There's something stuffed inside. The black notebook. A notebook? In my first playthrough, I went Shira over Agate. I think I might do that on my next playthrough as well. Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. What's something like this doing inside a vacuum? It's probably something important. Let's hold on to it just in case. Yeah, good idea. Now we go this way. And I've completed the bestiary of Roland, Bose, and Zeiss. Nobody's there. I'll save here for the moment. Let's rush in. Who are you guys supposed to be? Braces? How did you get in here? Looks like the hostages are being held in the room just beyond here. I think it's time you surrendered quietly or else. Don't kid yourself. Let's get him. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Ba-dum. Let's take out that group. Ah, dang it, I missed.
Enjoy the show.
What's going on out there? Seems a bit loud for just an internal squabble. Is everyone alright? We're with the Bracer Guild and we've come to rescue you. So seriously? We're saved? We've taken care of the guards so you don't need to worry about anything for the moment. Really? We've been saved. I'm Grant, captain of the airliner, Lind. I don't know how to express my gratitude for what you've done for us here today. You can thank us after we've gotten you out of here. By the way, doesn't look like he's here. Who? Are these all the hostages? Yes, that's correct. That's everybody who's on the Lind, including crew and passengers. That can't be right. Wasn't there a man by the name of Cassius Bright on this flight? He was a member of the Bracer Guild. Cassius Bright? I do seem to remember hearing that name somewhere. Captain, isn't he that passenger? You know, the one who got off right before we left? Right, now that you mention it, there was one passenger who did get off. What do you mean? Well, there was this one passenger who disembarked the airliner right before we took off. A man who'd been on board since the Royal City, and did seem to have such a name if I remember correctly. What? But his name was on the passenger list. Well, since he got off right before we departed, there wasn't any time to document the changes. This would have been handled had we arrived in Roland, but we were attacked by the Sky Bandits en route, and things were left as they were. So that's what happened, huh? I thought it would have been awfully strange if Dad had been captured by the Sky Bandits. Well, it looks like your question has finally been answered. How ironic. Now, wait a minute. Just what is Dad doing? There's something this big going on. Why hasn't he contacted us? Calm down, Estelle. I just had a thought. What if Cassius is the first Anguis? I know you're as curious to know as I am, but thinking about it now isn't going to get us anywhere. Just our focus needs to be on securing the safety of the hostages. Okay, you're right. I guess I'll just have to forget about it for now. Listen up, everyone. We're now going to go after the Sky Bandit leaders and arrest them. I know how you all must feel, but I need you to sit tight a little longer. We'll be waiting here. Good luck. Yeah, if that's the case, we'll prepare for the worst. Our lives are in your hands. In other words, don't let us down. Leave everything to us. Down we go. There's a rock wall at the end of the passage. Is this a dead end? No, it looks like there's something here. Shall we try pushing on it? This was a secret door? That's quite a neat little trick there. I wouldn't expect anything less from a secret fort. This looks like it's a corner of the Nebel Valley. Shira, should we help the hostages escape first? No, we need to take out the Sky Bandit boss first. If we're attacked while attempting to escape, there's no way we'll be able to protect that many people. Oh, that's true. Well then, how about we get back in there and have a face-to-face chat with the gentleman running this fine operation? Hey, Graken and Raiders. Hello, everybody, and welcome, everybody. Hope you're all having a good time. Good night, day, evening, whatever it is. If you don't know me, I am Dark Reaver, and I am doing this right now. That. Yay. How was your art, Kraken? Right now I was doing that. And welcome to Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. Found a reviving bomb. And it says that the treasure chest is offended that you have returned. Was the first time not good enough for you? Ah. But you... Yay! Colouring. The best part of drawing a picture. The best part of art. A familiar voice can be heard. Is this... Yep. Looks like the Sky Bandit boss's room. Eavesdrop and then raid the room. I like coloring. Doing the line stuff is not my strong suit.
Whoa! So the Queen's gonna pay up the ransom, is she? Now we can finally say goodbye to this meager living. Don't get so careless, bro. We haven't got the money in hand yet.
Yeah, and we'll need to decide on a plan on how to let the hostages go.
Let the hostages go? Now hold on a minute. Why do we have to bother with that?
Yeah, but...
Once we get our mirror, we'll just kill them all and be done with it. We've no need to leave them alive.
Done?
You're joking, right? They know exactly what we look like, remember? Even if we left LaBelle for good, we could still be tracked, right?
There are old people and kids among them. You really intend to kill them all?
I swear, no matter how old you get, you never grow up. This isn't playtime, get it?
But
I'm sorry to say this, bro, but I'm against killing the hostages too. Adius would never forgive us if we do that. And I don't want to get our home back with Mira staining the blood of innocent people. Kyle, since when did you become the boss around here? Huh? I think it's about time you learned your place.
Yeah. Kyle.
Who cares about our old home? With this kind of mirror coming in, what could you possibly want with our old worthless land? Yeah, we're gonna blow all this cash somewhere near the southern resort and enjoy the good life for a while.
What did you say?
Once we run out of mirror, we'll just hijack another airship. This is gonna be the future of the Kapua Sky Bandits.
Don, what's happened to you? What in Adius's name has happened to you? Sorry to interrupt, but could you have your little family feud later?
You again? Bracers? Why are you here?
How can you say something so heartless? Especially after you gave us a lift here in your own airship.
Impossible. What are you talking about? It can't be.
You had your airship sit in front of the Annabelle Tower, right? We just slipped in when you weren't looking and hid in the cargo hold. In other words, we stole a ride from a bandit. Ha! Take that. For a dimwit, you really outdone yourself this time. Who are you calling a dimwit? You two-faced tomboy? What did you just call me? You bimbo airhead brute? Just try and say that again. Alright, enough of the bickering between you two. We've liberated the hostages and defeated the other members of your group. Now it looks like all that's left is you three. In accordance with the laws of the Bracer Guild, you are hereby placed under arrest. It would be best not to resist. Man. Crap.
Kyle, Josette, what is the meaning of this?
Sorry, bruh. I'm sorry, Don.
It's okay. I'll forgive you just this once. Once I kill them, that'll be that.
What?
What a bunch of fools you are. To think with that pitiful number of people that you could ever capture the Don Capua.
Yeah. Look how effortlessly he handles that orbital cannon.
Kyle, just it. It's time to go hunt some game. And I like my sport bloody.
Now, let's remove Don. And she's getting whipped. Yeah, and then he's gonna get whipped. Oh, and he's gonna get bludgeoned. With the best moves. And then he's going to shoot. Oh, absolutely. Olivier is definitely an interesting fellow. I love that I'm just way too strong for the boss fights at the moment. Those stupid wolves in Ruin have finally met their match.
These guys are tough. So this is the strength of a bracer, huh? Crap, how can I lose to this girl?
And that's how it's done. Have you learned your lesson yet? Now that this has been settled, I'm going to ask that you surrender nicely. Any more trouble out of you and... well, you know what'll happen, right? Sherazade stroked her whip and smiled at Josette. Yikes. No, anything but that.
Why me? Why do I have to go down like this? Ow.
What's going on? Hey, his eyes are a different color. I only just noticed that.
I heard all over. And when did I get an orbital cannon?
What the heck?
Bro?
Huh?
Oh, Josette, you back from Roland already? If you're back this quickly, then I guess things didn't work out, huh?
Eh?
Don't try and cover it up. If you've had enough, then how about leaving the breadwinning to us men? We probably won't be able to earn a whole lot, but be patient.
Don, what are you talking about? Did you hit your head, bro? Josette came back from Roland like forever ago. Went to pick her up right after we attacked the airliner.
What? Attacked an airliner? What's all this crazy talk? We'd never do something like that.
What is this guy talking about? I don't think he's trying to cover his butt. I think he really doesn't know.
Come to think of it, who are these strangers? Don't tell me they're new recruits.
Sorry to bust your bubble, but we're not. We're with the Bracer Guild.
Huh? What are a bunch of bracers doing up here?
This guy's completely lost his marbles. What an interesting turn of events. Whether you've forgotten or not, you're still under arrest. You're charged with hijacking an airliner, hostage taking, demanding a ransom, and other such offences.
Hijacking an airliner? Hostage taking? Demanding a ransom? Kyle, just tell me this is some kind of jerk.
Done?
I think that's my line. But thanks to you, bro, we've got a chance to escape.
Ugh. Oh, hell, not again.
Hey!
Kyle? We'll talk about this right later. Just focus on getting out of here.
I'm never going to get the smell out of my hair.
Let's hurry and get out of this room. Which way did they go? They went up. I think they're going to the airship. After tracking them this far, we can't let them get away. We've got to catch them. Right. Understood.
I made it out alive. Oh, what a tragedy this has become. My delicate nasal cavity.
Hey, Olivier. You better hurry up or we're gonna leave you behind.
Wait for me.
Run. Hold it right there, you. You're not getting past us. You guys are back for more after taking a righteous beating like that? That's what I call tough. If you don't want to move, then we're just gonna have to force our way through. Bye-bye. Now let's do this. Let's just speed things along. You're good. This way. Don't think you're going up any further. Take the hostages and go. So you're back for more, huh? When will you learn? What are you trying to do? Buy time for your leaders to escape? Yeah, they've done a lot for us over the years. It's time to return the favor. And we keep climbing the stairs, ignoring the enemies that don't actually matter. Crap, it looks like we got company. Don't think you're gonna walk out of here the same way you came in. All we need to do is buy some time for Don, Kyle, and Josette to escape. Trying to shield your masters to the bitter end, huh? Though it's a ridiculous thing to do, your spirit is admirable. Then I wonder if beating them into the ground might be a way to honor their sacrifice. Let's take them down. And let's just do an evil eye. Ah, dang it won't work. There we go.
Enjoy the show.
Huh? What's this?
How'd the army find out about this place? That liar. Things weren't supposed to go down like this.
Get your dirty mitts off of me.
Hey, what's going on here?
So, these are the ringleaders of the Sky Bandits? I'm surprised there's such a young woman, too.
How about you shut you up and start taking some good pictures. What are the chances of getting another script like this?
So, how about it, Niall? Is this enough to help you write a decent article?
You bet it is. I'm really grateful that you took us along. Oh, and would you mind if we took a picture of you while we're at it?
What do you think, General Morgan?
Do as you like. This plan was successful thanks to your genius. In all honesty, this is truly something to boast about.
Yeah, this was the result of the accuracy of the Intelligence Division's analysis. And thanks to the cooperation of you standing over there.
What?
What are you guys... I mean, how the heck... What's going on exactly?
It's you kids again.
Hey, look, it's Estelle and Joshua.
Breezes, why are you here?
Just for the record, I'll tell you. We infiltrated this place one step ahead of you, again. And the entire hideout has been subdued. We chased the fleeing Sky Bandit leaders up this way, but never would have guessed that the Royal Army's patrol ships would be waiting.
Once again, you've overstepped your bounds.
With all due respect, General, it was because of them our military strikes saw this level of success. Therefore, shouldn't we in turn recognize their achievements?
Do as you wish. I'll leave the rest up to your decision. I'll return to the ship and see what information I can get out of these Sky Bandits.
Very well, General. That old man's as stubborn as ever. He's not a bad person, just lacks a little flexibility. That aside, where are the other Sky Bandits and the hostages? The other lackeys should be lying all over the place unconscious. As for the hostages, we have them waiting in the same room they were imprisoned in. I see. You have done this nation a great service. Please leave the transportation of the hostages and cargo to us. Let's move, Captain Amalthea. Yes, Colonel.
Wait for me, Colonel. I'd really like to interview you kids, but this time the Colonel is top priority. But if we have another opportunity, I'd appreciate doing one with you too.
See you later, Estelle. Joshua. My. You had your whole world shining... You had your whole shining moment uprooted and stolen just like that. You got that right. Don't let it bother you, Estelle. The Brace's role has always been that of the unsung hero, so there's no real reason for us to stand out. That sounds about right, yeah. That always made a point of staying in the background too. Really? I never noticed. Where is Dad? I guess that's one problem we've still got to figure out. Where is Dad now? What is he doing? Why hasn't he tried to contact us? It looks like there's nothing left for us to do here. In the meantime, let's get back to Bose and report what happened with the incident. We'll try to figure out what happened to do about your... We'll try to figure out what to do about your dad after that. And we're back. I really appreciate all your hard work. It appears that my impression about you was right. I knew that you would come through and bring closure to this incident. Yeah, but the army took off with all the glory. So I don't know if we could exactly say that we solved the case. No, that's not true. If you hadn't been there, I don't know if the army's raid would have been so successful. Backed into a corner as they were, the Sky Bandits may very well have harmed the hostages.
Agreed. Everything worked out because you infiltrated their hideout and took them out ahead of time. You should be proud of what you have done.
You really think so? It's true that the hostages were freed and the Sky Bandits arrested, but it's a bit vexing to know that there are still some unanswered questions left. The men who appeared at the Valeria Lakeshore and the mystifying attitude of the leader of the Sky Bandits. I think we should consider that there's a lot behind this incident that we don't know about.
Well, I guess we'll have to leave that part up to the Royal Army to figure out. With all the culprits being detained by them,
There's really not much left we can do. Anyway, we should just be glad that all the hostages came back safe. Thanks to the news about the arrest of the Sky Bandits, things are returning to normal here in town. As a token of my thanks, I've added a bit of a bonus to your reward. Really? Are you okay with that? Of course I am. I'd like to thank you too, Olivier. I just hope that my work was worth the price of the Grand Chardonnay. Yes, in fact, there was change to spare. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And if anything else comes up, I'd greatly appreciate your help again. Good day. Wow, nice that someone appreciates us. I'm sure that if the incident had gone on any longer, it would have caused much more confusion. It's probably only natural that the mayor is as happy as she is. And now I'm starting to feel all giddy inside. I don't think a bracer could be any more happy than knowing her work helped out a bunch of other people. If you say so. But I think it's safe to say that you're no longer greenhorns. Honestly, the two of you really surprised me this time. You think so? At any rate, please accept your assessment and pay for clearing up the incident. Yay! We have 111 points. We're currently up to date. Rank advancement to Junior Bracer 5th class. We got the Haze Quartz as a perk. Here's the pay the mayor was talking about. It's a very, very nice sum. And this is from me. Isn't this a recommendation from the Bose branch? Is it alright to give us this to us so soon? Of course. It would be downright rude of me not to recommend you after resolving such a big incident. Please accept it. Thank you, Lidgren. Oops. We'll work hard so we don't bring any embarrassment to this recommendation. Great work, you two. I'm sure your father would be extremely pleased if he heard the news. Sure. You're probably right. I wonder what on earth Cassius could be doing right now. Not contacting the guild is one thing, but not contacting his family is a different matter. Completely different matter. Yeah, it's definitely not like him. After he suddenly disembarked from the airliner in Bose, I wonder where he could have gone. Excuse me, please. Aren't you the receptionist from the landing port? What's the matter? You see, we recovered some of the cargo stolen by the Sky Bandits. And among some of the pieces were a number of parcels addressed to the Bracer Guild. So I'm here to deliver one of them today. I appreciate you doing that. But wait a minute. Why is there something addressed to this branch when the airliner left Bose to begin with? It's actually addressed to the Roland branch. But aren't Cassius Bright's family members here? What? That's us, but... Oh, perfect. We contacted the Roland branch and they said you had come here. Here you are. This is the parcel. This letter. Yep, it's in Dad's handwriting. It's addressed to Joshua and I at the Roland branch. It seems as if he just scribbled it out before he got off the airliner. Guess Dad did intend on getting in contact with us after all. Oh. Well, that's good to hear. So the parcel is from your dad too? No, this one looks like it was sent to my dad by someone else. Huh? That's odd. Yeah, the sender hasn't written their name anywhere. Okay, my business here is done, so I'll be on my way. Oh, and one other thing. Good job in helping arrest those Sky Bandits. You Bracers sure do excellent work. And to think that a clue about your father would be mixed in with the airliner's cargo. Feel free to use the lounge upstairs to read his letter if you'd like. Thanks, Lugren. Well then, let's have a look at the contents, shall we? Do you mind telling me what you're still doing here? It's just plain and simple curiosity, that's all. Why did you... Why did your father disembark the airliner prior to its departure? Were I forced to wait around for an answer, the question would stick in my mind so I'd never be able to sleep at night. And you're telling me this because... Oh, how heartless and cruel can you be to a companion who has traveled alongside you? And just who is it that you have to thank for being able to infiltrate the Sky Bandits' hideout, I wonder? Alright already. You can be a rather obnoxious fellow, I hope you know. I guess we don't have much of a choice. However, depending on the content, we may have to ask you to leave, okay? Of course, I understand. Alright, let's see what he has to say. Estelle started by cutting the letter's seal. Dear Estelle and Joshua, I'm sure you've probably about finished with the jobs I've left for you, right? I'm also sure there are many things you'll have trouble with in the beginning, but take each one step at a time, and I know you both can succeed. Anyway, it turns out I've had a little trouble with my own work, and unfortunately it looks like I won't be able to make it home for quite some time. Please don't expect my return until after the Queen's birthday celebration. I'm really sorry that things turned out like they did, but you should be grown up enough to not be lonely while I'm away. So until I get back, I'll leave it up to the both of you to decide how you want to live. You're free to continue working in Roland, or you're free to pursue qualifying as a senior bracer. Your 16th year is a vintage time in your life, so make sure not to waste it. Please give my regards to Sherazade and Aina. Cassius Bright. That seems like the type of letter your father would write. It touches lightly on things, but it's full of consideration toward the both of you. Yeah, it looks that way. The Queen's birthday celebration, is it? From what I've heard, that's still a ways off. Yeah, it's about 2 or 3 months away. Which means this would be the perfect time to take a small trip. I really wonder where your father is and what he's up to. Forget about that and focus on what's in that package. With an unknown sender, there's bound to be something interesting inside. To be honest, I'm pretty curious myself, but we shouldn't be opening things addressed to my dad. Why don't you think of it this way? It was a package delivered by an unknown sender about the time your father disappeared. The two might be related, you know. That's true. Olivier, don't coax Estelle into doing something to satisfy your own curiosity. Actually, though, Olivier does have a good point. Instead of leaving it until her dad comes home, it might be worth looking into. Okay, let's check it out. Estelle opened the parcel from the unknown sender. Inside was a shiny black hemispherical device. Also enclosed was a single memo with the item. What's this supposed to be? It's an orbment, although I'm not sure what it's used for. Let's see what the memo says. I was able to secure the item aforesaid group was carrying, so please take care of it. Please ask Professor R to do an analysis of it when you find an opportunity. K. That's it? Yeah. It looks like the sender didn't write anything else. Sarah, do you have any idea who K or Professor R might be? I hate to say this, but I don't have a clue for either. Your father's pretty well known, so there's a possibility that these people could be foreigners too. If this is the only thing we've got to go on, then honestly I'm about ready to throw in the towel. What the heck is this black orbment anyway? From the shape alone, it doesn't look like anything intended for general use. Though it feels a little similar to a battle orbment. Even so, it's still quite different. Normal battle orbment has slots in which to install quartz. This one has none. Maybe this one is an artifact. An artifact? Precisely. An artifact is an orbment created by an ancient civilization. Artifacts are the models for all orbments produced today. They are still occasionally discovered in ruins, and for the most part, the Septian Church has custody over them. They're a type of antique, so to speak. This one doesn't appear to be that old. It looks to me like it was made recently. You're right about that. However, this one almost seems like a black market item. Geez, now look what happened because I'm a good-for-nothing dad. Doesn't he know that we're all worried about him? Estelle? Now he's getting some sketchy item from an unknown sender. What in the world has my dad gotten himself into this time? Estelle? You know, Estelle, I've been thinking. How about we continue our journey? Huh? Joshua? That's what Dad wrote in his letter, right? He said, oh, you're free to pursue qualifying as a senior bracer. Yeah, he did say that, but we've already managed to get recommendations from Roland and Bose, right? All that's left are Ruin, Zeiss, and Gransel. Only those three. And if we do jobs as we travel around to those other regions, we might just hear something about where Dad is or what he's doing. I think we're just worrying ourselves for nothing considering Dad's skills. And there's also the possibility that he may have even travelled abroad. But I think getting off our own duffs is a lot better than sitting around and waiting. And we might just be able to find this Professor R too. And Joshua, what? You're a genius! Estelle, what are you talking about? This is like killing 2 birds with 1 stone, or maybe even 10. Sometimes I hate you for being so smart. So should I consider that a yes? Oh, is it ever? Yes, yes, triple yes. Training to be senior bracers as we travel around Liberl, exposing what that no good middle-aged man has been doing in the process. I think you're somehow missing the point. It looks like she's back to her old self. I guess it's settled then. Well, take care. I'm going to head back to Roland now. That said, I'm still a little worried about you two. You sure you don't want me to come along? Give it a rest, Shara. We'll be fine. The whole reason we're going on this trip is to become senior bracers. It wouldn't be training anymore if you came with us. And if you don't go back, the Roland branch would have a hard time managing things. Don't worry about us. We'll figure out a way to get things done. Well, if you insist. It's pretty rare for someone of your age to be aiming for senior bracer status, so don't overdo it. And if you run into any trouble, contact the Roland branch. You got it? I'll come running no matter where you are. Sure. Thanks, Shara. The same goes for you. Don't get yourself too liquored up. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Alright. I'll watch the number of drinks. Never fear, dear children. You can count on me to protect Fair Shara. And why are you headed to Roland? Not to mention with Shara. That's because I've tasted all there is to taste of the local dishes here in Bose. And I thought it's about time I turned my attentions toward another region. As for Roland's cuisine, I heard the produce is just to die for. And that's what I'm looking forward to next. That's pretty much it. He says he wants me to introduce him to a nice restaurant and some lovely vegetables or some such nonsense. Since he's so persistent, I agreed to him coming along under the condition that he'd go drinking with me at the bar. We'll never see him alive again. Olivia, I really hope you understand what you've promised her. I could die for the likes of fine women and food. A part of me longs to be by your side as you continue your journey, Joshua. But after many agonizing hours of consideration, I've decided to accompany Fair Shahrazad herself instead. I think I'll be better off with you a safe distance away from me. Well, have fun, but I'm warning you. Don't you dare make any trouble in Roland, you hear me? And here's another piece of advice. When Shara's at the bar, watch out. That's when the gloves come off. I'm seriously not joking when I say you should beware. How dare you speak about your mentor like that, Estelle? And besides, Aina's coming along too. Yeah, and she's even worse than you. The gloves come off, huh? Is that, perchance, what you and Estelle were talking about before? Yes, Estelle said it best though. It was nice knowing you. Yes, it was a pleasure. Yeah? The Roland-bound airliner will be departing shortly. All passengers, please board the airship now. Well, Ollie boy, looks like it's time for us to leave. Come on now, we'd better hurry and get on. Sure, wait, can't we talk this over? I'd really appreciate it if I just had a little more time to think things through. Sure, you're not getting cold feet already. If you consider yourself a man, then quit acting like a ninny. Eek. See you later, Shara. Give our regards to everyone in Roland. Have a wonderful trip, you two. And up it goes. I like how they look like buses. I like how these ships look like buses. Yay. The end of chapter 1. Let's save. Alright. I'll just skip ahead, and I'll wait until I get to a spot where I can quit. Just starting chapter 2 will be much more just skip ahead, and then I'll do this all tomorrow. Come on. Metrodel. Alright. Files. Exit. Turn to title. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining me today. Hope you all had a good time. If you're new here, feel free to follow and stuff. I think Stream Elements just did that one. So yeah, you can catch the VODs over on YouTube, and you can check out my Discord. Join the Discord, everyone's welcome. And you can check out my schedule here. I will eventually have a schedule posted on my Discord as well. One day. Yeah. Is there anything I'm missing? No. I don't think so. Yeah, that's gonna be it. My schedule will be changing. Tomorrow I will be still playing during the day, Trails in the Sky, and then in the evening I'll be starting a game called Dungeon Encounters. And then next week, in tomorrow's time slot, I will be playing Outer Worlds. That one's going to be fun. So yeah, that's going to be it from me. Thank you everybody for watching and joining and all that, and I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Just to make sure that the link is there. There we go. Alright. Now that's going to be it for me for reals. Take care of yourselves, everybody. And bye-bye.